Hello everyone. My name is Anissa. I am a student of international relations. And in this video I will talk about the consequences of modern international order. Based on the second chapter of George Lawson's book entitled, The Rise of Modern International Order. But before that, I have to tell you what a modern international order is in general. International orders, regularized practices of exchange among discrete political units that recognize each other to be independent. International orders have existed ever since political units began to interact with each other on a regular basis, whether through trade, diplomacy, or the exchange of ideas. The first phase of the international system begins with the Peace of Westphalia, 1648, to the Congress of Vienna, 1815. The Westphalia Treaty was signed after religious wars in Europe known as the 30 Years' War, between Catholics and Protestant states, and the modern state system was developed. One of the most noteworthy aspects of the contemporary international order is the dominance of Western ideas and institutions. The West is usually taken to mean Europe, with particular emphasis on the northern and western parts of the continent, and the Americas, with particular emphasis on the United States. It is important to note two preliminary points. First, the rise of the West has occurred only relatively recently, over the past 2 or 3 centuries. Second, many aspects of its rise can be traced to international processes, such as imperialism and the global expansion of the market. These international dynamics allowed a small number of mostly Western states to project their power around the world. As they did so, they generated a range of new actors that subsequently became leading participants in international affairs: nation-states, transnational corporations, and intergovernmental and non-governmental organizations. They also helped to bind the globe together through new forms of transport, such as the steamship, and technologies, such as the telegraph. The modern international order, shaped by geopolitical shifts, technological advancements, and economic interdependence, has several significant consequences that impact various aspects of global affairs. Globalization. The modern international order has facilitated unprecedented levels of globalization, characterized by increased interconnectedness and integration among nations in terms of trade, finance, communication, and culture. This interconnectedness has led to both opportunities and challenges, including greater economic prosperity, cultural exchange, and technological advancement, as well as concerns about inequality, loss of cultural identity, and vulnerability to global crises. For instance, steamships, railways, and the telegraph were the core technologies of modern international order, adding greatly to levels of interdependence and prompting far deeper practices of exchange. In combination, they helped to construct a global economy and a single space of political-military interactions. They also ratcheted up cultural encounters, enabling, and often requiring, people to interact on a previously unprecedented scale. Increasingly, the human population knew itself as a single entity for the first time. Environmental sustainability. Addressing global environmental challenges, such as climate change, deforestation, and biodiversity loss, has become a pressing priority in the modern international order. Collaborative efforts, such as the Paris Agreement on climate change, aim to mitigate the impact of environmental degradation and promote sustainable development practices. Organizations and international institutions. The modern international order is characterized by a complex network of multilateral institutions, treaties, and agreements aimed at addressing global challenges and promoting cooperation among states. Institutions such as the United Nations, World Bank, International Monetary Fund, and regional organizations play a crucial role in managing conflicts. Power dynamics. The distribution of power among states in the modern international order has evolved, with traditional powers facing challenges from emerging powers and non-state actors. The rise of new geopolitical players, such as China, India, and regional blocs like the European Union, has reshaped global power dynamics, leading to shifts in alliances, competition for influence, and geopolitical tensions. This chapter defined international order as regularized practices of exchange among discrete political units that recognize each other to be independent. There have been many international orders in world history. However, it is only over the past 2 centuries that an international order has emerged that is global in scale and deeply interdependent politically, economically, and culturally. Not everything has changed over the past 2 centuries. But the world has undergone a major transformation enabled by imperialism, the emergence of industrialization, and rational states.